What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but we are back with Goat Talk, the podcast,
Hmm.
the first episode since the Super Bowl 59 win. Eagles BTA to the Chiefs. You see, LB got the trophy up front. He got the hat. Mine's delayed in the mail, but same with my voice for a couple days after the Super Bowl as well. But we got some breaking news. But before that, what's going on, Super Bowl champ LB?
I can't call the Super Bowl champ, Mike. You know what I mean? We listen, man. We did our job, man. It's just still a beautiful feeling, man. I'm just looking around the landscape of people and how they ingest in high dosages of copium. It's laughable to me. But at the end of the day, we the ones that's hoisting up this Lombardi. This is Tia. If y'all don't know, Tamara's on the way. My second one is on the way. You know
Sister,
what I mean?
sister,
Tia and Tamara,
sister.
But yeah, I'm chilling though, man. How you been, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is something that we knew was on the horizon as it pertains to lead candidate for OC. I literally just said in my video yesterday that I'm shocked we haven't heard of any interviews,
Mhm.
simply because when Nick Sirianni endorsed Kevin Patullo, who is the new offensive coordinator for our Philadelphia Eagles, we got a passing game coordinator too by the name of Parks Frazier, which we'll break down all throughout this episode. But to Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni endorsed it, but Jeff Lurie and Howie said that we will still go through the interview process, and it was radio silent. And I'm like, okay, we still on the high of the Super Bowl. We see, the guys going to Disney World. The players are doing stuff. Look at Nick Sirianni. He's out there at local bars, living his best life too. But there is the road back to the Super Bowl, and it starts as soon as March with free agency and stuff. That being said, I thought we would have heard an interview or two, so I was surprised we didn't hear nothing. Not even like this guy or this guy come into the facility and then boom, Kevin Patullo is hired. What is your take on just the lack of outside interviews before we get down to what you think of Kevin Patullo?
I think that when you win a Super Bowl, you get to make those type of decisions. You know what I mean? Nick Sirianni won the Super Bowl and he said, "This the guy that I wanted." I don't think Jalen Hurts spoke negatively about Kevin Patullo. Jalen Hurts is like, "Hey, this above my pay grade. Kevin does some great things for us." And when we're gonna play the clip, but when he talks about his role, he's involved. He's been around since this regime has been put together. You know what I mean? He was right hand man to Nick Sirianni, right hand man to Brian Johnson, right hand man to Kellen Moore. He's been around.
Shane
So I
Steichen.
think I think this is the closest thing you're going to get to Jalen Hurts staying in a similar system. And I think that's healthy for your quarterback's progression. And I think that's healthy for your offense as well. Jalen Hurts has had a different coordinator every single year in the postseason. I mean, every single year he's been in the National Football League. I think with the exception of 1 year. So, with that being said, he's been around with Steichen too. He's been able to pick the brain of a Steichen, Brian Johnson, and Kellen Moore. You know what I mean? Two guys. And you got to start talking about Nick Sirianni tree. Nick Sirianni has had head coaches come out of his tree, and Steichen and now Kellen Moore. So I respect it, and I'm giving Nick Sirianni the utmost respect and grace with his decision because he knows way more than we know. You know what I mean? Nick Sirianni came into this thing talking about flowers and roses. Now he's Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Listen,
And
ain't no
got the
outrage from me.
and the highest winning percentage of active
Exactly.
coaches. So it's ridiculous. That being said, I absolutely agree. Sirianni pretty much this season gave him the right to do whatever he feels. Now, again, we will criticize if and when the time comes that the decision wasn't right, but he got my my free pass
Yeah.
of you know what you're doing, right? Because he was a part of getting Kellen Moore too. And again, we thought Kellen Moore would bring some new things to this Eagles team because they were nice in Dallas and they had some good things going in LA with the Chargers. However, I mean, they weren't winning over there in
Right.
both areas, right? So I think still Kellen Moore has learned as much from Nick Sirianni as Nick got some good stuff with when as it pertains to motion and certain checks at the line of scrimmage. And I think Jalen has evolved in that area too, where not only has Kevin Patullo been under and involved with Nick, Shane, Kellen, and Brian Johnson, he saw the evolution of Jalen Hurts like no other.
That's a
He
good point.
saw him. He saw him up close and personally as in and out guy in the game plan, passing game. He was a wide receiver coach, a quarterback coach. So it's not like the Brian Johnson hire was one thing, right? He knew Hurts, and he had his college career to the NFL. But Patullo has been around for 15 seasons as different coordinators, different positional groups, right? So I think it's a different look at it that way. And he's seen the good years, the medium years, and the bad years, all with Jalen Hurts. And the only bad year you could really say was, I guess, and not even, because he drugged the 2021 horrible offensive wide receivers minus a rookie Devontae Smith to the playoffs. So he's seen every version of Jalen Hurts. And I think it's going to be good. What people are worried about, and I think, they can have a little worry here, is we know Nick Sirianni has been involved with the game plan when Shane was here, and Kellen. He's involved in the game plan. He lets them call the plays situationally, but what happens if Kevin Patullo is great with the game plan, as he's been doing it with Nick and Kellen, but what if he's not situationally good like Nick? And then that's where they're going to butt heads, where who's going to call plays at that point?
Yeah, I don't think Nick is going to give up the situational call. You know what I mean? I think Nick is going to let him come out with a script, execute the script, but it all comes down to what you're going to do on third down and short yardage situations in our offense. And it's the thing this the thing about this job that makes this job so attractive. Everybody should be lining up for this job because it's so easy. A caveman could do it. All you have to do is go out there, win football games. You're going to be a head coach probably the next season. This is a stacked roster, bro. This job is so easy, a caveman can do it. Give the ball to Saquon. You know what I'm saying? Let Jalen Hurts run the RPOs, the read options. Let Jalen Hurts take his shots as he takes his shots. Be creative when you got to be creative. That's it. Everything will work out itself. Like we're just a talented football team. So this is an attractive destination for a guy like Kevin, who's been around these players since they've been here. So I think he's going to excel. How can you fail with this? How can you fail with this O-line with Stoutland? You know what I mean? He got everything around him. See, Kevin Patullo is in a situation that everybody want to claim Jalen Hurts is in. You know what I mean? Kevin Patullo is surrounded by great players, and he's surrounded by great coaches. He's surrounded by Fangio, Stoutland. He's surrounded by elite positional groups and coordinators. So it's going to be easy for him to blend in. He just got to do his job.
Yeah. Can you hear me better? I guess I had it on my computer speaker. I guess I wasn't using my microphone. Hopefully the chat can let me know that
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So I guess they could hear me, but my audio was not normal. I haven't used StreamYard in a while, and I guess it unlinked my microphone. It is what it is. It should be good now. Shout out to y'all. But I absolutely agree. I think that you can't compare this to the Brian Johnson hire. You got to give him a chance. He hasn't called plays in the NFL, but he's the closest thing to this offense being consistent. He's worked with two of the three last coordinators that we like, right? We liked Shane Steichen. We didn't want Shane to go. And some people wanted Kellen to say, some people wanted him to go because they thought there was still more meat left on the bone. Still, Kellen Moore was a part of an offense that put up 95 points in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl game. The offense was clicking when it needed to click the most. And so I appreciate, and I would have loved to keep Kellen Moore, but Kevin Patullo has been a part of that.
Yeah, we don't need nobody coming in. Like I love what the front office did. I love what Nick did. We don't care how nobody else do it. We just won a Super Bowl. We don't need nobody coming in here with no different ideologies. Nobody coming here with no different trying to do things that we don't do. We don't care what nobody outside the building doing. We don't care because what y'all was doing, where y'all coming from, it ain't work. Y'all ain't win the bowl. We're gonna do what we know how to do, bro. I respect that.
Yeah, and if you look at just the organization above Nick Sirianni, right? Nobody knew who Nick Sirianni was before we hired him.
Right.
Shoot, it goes back to Andy Reid. We know what Andy Reid did for this franchise and Kansas City, who took the L last week. But nobody knew about Andy Reid too. So this organization is good at pulling people that nobody know about and making them somebody. And we've seen it. Jonathan Gannon is also a head coach. He didn't come from the offensive side, but Nick Sirianni's tree or flower, we should say, is definitely growing. The roots is growing. And so you got to look at him as a two-time Super Bowl appearance, one-time Super Bowl winning head coach and give him the respect that is deserved. I just thought it was interesting that they said there was going to be interviews. And that's where Nick could have said, look, we could interview people, but did you like what you see last year? Then let's keep it. And so for anybody and everybody who says Nick Sirianni's a puppet, he don't do nothing right. In the beginning, he was a CEO, head coach, and blah, 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 blah. I think through the adversity that we battled through via injuries and via negative media, he kept the team strong, kept the team going. He got guys like Saquon Barkley, who's a household name. And I think every time a microphone gets in Barkley's face, he says, you can't be great without the greatness of others. Like Nick Sirianni, some CEO, don't do nothing head coach, got one of the best running backs of our generation, really focused around that quote. You know what I mean?
Got him on board.
I think he does do things. And again, there's been times where, according to Kellen and Nick, they've learned and or decided to do something game plan wise via Kevin Patullo. So I think the Eagles' consistency and coaching and players is going to be up to par when we get to working in August.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, the decision to bring a guy from in-house just speaks volume of the character of this guy. You know what I mean? The Eagles are hiring character guys. He's a guy of great character. Listen, Lane Johnson's reaction is all I needed to see on the matter, to be honest. Yeah, Lane Johnson's reaction was all I needed to see, man. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I think he's going to excel. I think he's going to put these guys in the best possible situations to succeed. You know, he knows what he has. And I think this was the first step towards running it back. You know what I mean? I thought this was the first step, finding your offensive coordinator early. You know what I mean? And to your point, they got to say that though, Mike. They got to say we're gonna go through the hiring process. You got to say that, bro. You know what I mean? You got to say that. Of course, that wasn't gonna happen. They already had they had it already, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna play the clip of what Kevin Patullo said via the Super Bowl interviews. I think it was Elliott Shore Park asked him a question about the possibility of being the new OC post the Super Bowl, and also his role within the organization now between Nick and Kellen Moore. Again, I think it's a real good bit to hear prior to hearing him speak in front of everybody at his first legit press conference. Let's pull that up real quick, and then we'll get to the super chat. Share screen. Let's pull this up and hit play.
Yeah, and I'm basically half head coach, half offensive coordinator, in that world. I get to do both, which is very fortunate. I get to see a lot of stuff as a coach that most people don't get to see if they're not the head coach. So from that point of view, it's very unique. I get to, Nick trusts me, and obviously we're very close, and I get to be a part of a lot of decisions. So that's really valuable to me, and obviously to us as a team to have people to go back and forth and talk to. And as far as the offense, I mean, really, since even day one, it's not just been the pass game. I've basically been involved in every area of the offense, as far as pass game, run game, RPOs, and all the other stuff we do. The situational stuff we do, 2-minute red zone. I mean, I'm basically involved in everything. It's Kellen and I. You know, prior it was Shane and I, then it was Brian and I. Now it's Kellen and I, kind of doing everything together, which has been great. And that's what's been fun about just learning new things from him and playing off each other, what we both like and both what we know, and kind of growing from there. So it's been good. I mean, it's been I've been very fortunate as a coach to be in a role where I get to kind of play both. And so going forward for myself and wherever we go from here, it'll be good.
To piggyback off that, your name has been mentioned as a potential offensive coordinator if Kellen were to leave. Guys like Jeff Stoutland, right? They've been in their job for a long time. It sounds like you really enjoy the role you're in. Is moving to a coordinator where you're calling plays, is that something that interests you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, anything that I can do to continue to grow would be good for me as a person, as a coach. And the role I'm in now has been good too, because like I said, I get to do both essentially. But you know, I'm looking forward to whatever happens. It doesn't really, I'm not particular in what it needs to be. It'll take its path the way it's supposed to go, and that's kind of what I've been doing this for a long time now. I think this is my 16th year in the NFL, whatever it is, maybe more. And it always works out the way it's supposed to. You know, whether it's I was a quarterback coach, first I was a receiver coach, then a quarterback coach, then back to a receiver coach, and then a pass game guy. Like it's always kind of evolved, and the road it takes, you never know. And so whatever I'm called to do, I'll do. And you know, I've had my opportunities over the last couple of years for potential coordinating jobs, and it just hasn't kind of gone the way maybe I wanted to or the way it was supposed to. But we're here now, and wherever it goes, it'll go.
I like it. I like what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He sound like Nick. You could tell he spends a lot of time around Nick Sirianni. You know what I mean? And bro, I like his outlook on things. You know, you need guys who grounded like that. He's like, listen, if I ain't been an OC before, then it just wasn't in the cards. But I'm waiting to see what's down the line for me. He's optimistic, bro, and he sound hungry. He sound hungry, man. You sound hungry.
Yeah, and again, just the fact that he's going into his 16th season in the NFL, got the wide receiver coach, quarterback coach, passing game coordinator under his belt. It's time to eventually evolve and do something. And I think this is the organization that he knows best, that knows him the best, and it's going to give him his best chance to succeed. Again, say what you want about Kellen Moore, not name an Eagles OC. Great yards in Dallas. Decent things in LA due to injuries, but he wasn't a winner. And there's a reason why he was great in Dallas, but got an OC job in LA. And he was good in LA, but got an OC job in Philly. But now he leaves Philly with a head coach job. So again, I think that there's so many people in his staff. Like Jeff Stoutland is the offensive line coach and the run game coordinator. But the dude's been around football forever. You don't think he knows a little bit about some things too? So just having Jeff Stoutland and these other guys, Vic Fangio, there's a reason why when he was on the staff and Gannon was here, he was a offensive consultant, right? Fangio on the staff while Gannon was here is an offensive consultant when he's a guru at defense, because he knows how to call defenses. But when you've been in the game for 40 years, you pretty much know football in and out. Fangio could probably call some offense if he really down there needed to, and same with special teams and all that. So you still got so much knowledge to talk to and work with in this coaching staff that I think that, you know, we'll be okay.
Yeah, and you know,
so scared from the Brian Johnson. And again, the main thing I'm going to say real quick before we get to the super chats and we move on to the salary cap thing is, as bad as Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni were together, whether it was button heads or who was calling what play and whatnot, we had a top 10 offense. I think watching it with our Eagle eyes, and because, you know, Eagle fans definitely go the extra length of discussing football, we ain't like that many quarterback keepers. We ain't like that many bubble screens to Dallas Goedert and Julio Jones with Smitty out there blocking. But overall, we were a top 10 offense. What really hurt us in the collapse in 2023 was a 31st ranked defense. So say what you want about the bubble screens and the quarterback draws. We weren't that bad of an offensive team. Without Saquon in 2023, it was the collapse on defense that really hurt us.
Yeah, it's just an influx of knowledge, man. You know what I mean, that this guy has acquired, man. He's been around a lot of different people in 16 years, you know, and he's probably forgotten more football than we know. You know what I mean? He looks young. I think he's in his 30s, right?
Yeah, he's the passing game coordinator's in his 30s.
Okay. So he's probably like early 40s or something, but the players like him, the players enjoy his energy. And you know, we just have to a lot of people are upset. They want Frank Wright, they want the names. I'm going to give Nick Sirianni the grace. And I think Nick Sirianni probably did a good job with this one. But it remains to all be seen.
You're right. And as much as Frank and Nick know each other, again, we know the motion came in from Kellen Moore, but the power runs, the outside zone scheme running, the quarterback design runs, that was here before Kellen got here. Kellen ain't called that nowhere else.
That's a Jeff Stoutland thing.
It was a blend of Kellen, Stoutland, and Nick Sirianni. And so to go get a whole new guy and just try to do everything over again, I agree with you. The name of Frank Wright sounds good and they know each other, but there's a reason Frank Wright has been sitting on the couch for a whole year and not on somebody's staff. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, we do need a quarterback coach, and it was, you know, I don't know if he'll be able to go from head coach to quarterback coach, but Frank Wright, former backup quarterback in the league, he's been a quarterback coach for the majority of his coaching tenure prior to becoming an OC and then head coach. I wouldn't be mad if Frank Wright came in as the quarterback coach because that's still a spot we gotta fill out.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he'll take that type of demotion for the greater good. You know what I mean? I don't think he'll do that because then everybody's gonna say our coaching staff stacked.
Yeah, that's just another one.
Another excuse, like, man. But everybody want to be a part of the organization one way or another. So what can you do?
You're right. Keys of Life with a $2 super chat. Thoughts on the salary cap increase in ski mask time?
That's my exact thought, man. I think Howie about to I don't know what Howie gonna do, but man, if you get Myles Garrett, you might as well punch the ticket early.
Yeah,
you might as well punch the ticket at least championship game. If you go get Myles Garrett,
you're right.
I can't even fathom a world with Myles Garrett and Jalen Carter. I can't even process that.
Two guys that need to be double team every play, which is impossible.
Nolan Smith start looking like he needed to be double teamed later on. So did Jalen Hunt. I just can't fathom how disruptive. Like we might not ever blitz with those guys,
but still have top 3 blitz or top 3 pressure percentage. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah. To that point, and to LB ski mask time and his ski mask shirts and all that. We already were in a position now with a certain couple moves that I think Howie has up his sleeves. They're like how he moves with restructuring a guy like Lane or even Dallas and possibly extending Cam Jurgens. Again, extending Cam Jurgens gives us more cap space in general. But to have this jump, they said between 277 and 281 when it was just 255, you're talking about $25 million jump to a team that is already stacked roster-wise, and we're still middle of the pack. I think prior to this news, we were right around 20th. So we were like middle of the pack in salary cap with Howie Roseman, which means still a lot. And now this just puts everything in perspective to where everybody tried to tell us, Eagle fans included, that we can't keep Zack Baun. Like 3 of them 4 could really be coming back. And if I still had to pick one that is probably going to really, really get the bag, it's probably Sweat. I think if anybody's going to want the bag, it's probably Sweat. But if you can get me Mekhi Becton, Zack Baun, and even Milt, who I think deserves a bag, but also has been talking real team friendly. That boy want to run it back.
Milton talking team friendly?
Team friendly-ish. So again, D tackles get paid. Like, look at Smitty. Smitty didn't take a super team friendly deal, but when you look at his deal compared to other great wide receivers, it's definitely cheaper. It's not dirt cheap, but it's cheaper. And so you give me a Smitty type deal for Milton. We go ahead and get Zack Baun and Mekhi Becton. There's still a possibility to outside, like Myles Garrett, how he's that dude.
Yeah, and then taking deals and producing in the Super Bowl is crazy. You know what I mean? Usually when guys take deals, that'd be the end of it. They probably end up regretting that deal. Smitty really got a Super Bowl, man, to keep the family together. And this salary cap increase, man, it just means that some of our key guys are. So we already know what's going to happen with Zack Baun. You really do. I think Sweat out of here. Me personally, I think Sweat is out of here. You know what I mean? Him switching agents a couple of days before the Super Bowl is very, very telling. He went one of the best. He went with an agent that's known for, he's known for getting you a bag.
Got the bag.
Yeah, he's known for getting you a bag. You know what I mean? he got Dak the bag.
Yeah,
that's he's known for brokering them deals so he can get that 10%. So Josh Sweat out of there, bro. Milton Williams coming back. I would love Milton Williams to come back, but Milton Williams can't get the monster deal that you got to understand. Like Jalen Carter got to get paid.
Yes,
Jalen Carter got to get paid. Jalen Carter got to get double what Milton getting for real.
Yeah, top.
Yeah, you can't ask Jalen Carter to take no team friendly deal. Some guys you just can't ask to take a team friendly deal.
Like AJ. AJ's one of the ones that got to be when AJ restructured and or signed with the Eagles, he was at that point the top wide receiver. When Jalen Carter gets his deal, he gotta probably be the top D tackle for at least that year before other D tackles get paid. You know how it is. Like the next man up who's really, really good.
Man, I seen D tackles back in the day get $100 million.
I know. Fletch was $100 million guy.
Albert Hainsworth. They was getting that $100 million. I think Sue got a big crazy contract too a while ago. So Hey man, he deserved it though, man. He definitely earned it. He deserved it. You know, he's one of them guys that you got to pay handsomely. I think you could. I think you could get something fair done with Zack Baun. You know what I mean? Because this is technically like a 1-year thing, but you gotta pay some
And
of
his
these guys.
age. His age,
Yeah.
28. Like the very first time you pop, it's only 1 year with a defense that's also good around you, and you're 28. Nobody's trying to give you a 4-year deal so you're 32 by the time
You
it's
could take,
done.
yeah,
So
we could sign him for a 3-year, $40 million deal.
I'll do that. Right?
I think
Yeah.
3 years, $40 million. That's his lane. Like 12 million a year, something like that.
12, 13. Now again, even if he was asking for, I mean, what? Yeah, I think 12, 13 is perfect, but like probably the highest. I wouldn't go anything higher. 16. That's where I would probably draw the line.
16?
Yeah,
I'm not going higher than. I'm not going higher than 14. I'm not going higher than 14. I mean, but he might get 14.
He might. Again, I think because it was 1 year and his age, people ain't gonna jump to him as like, yo, Milton Williams is my biggest wild card. If he really like the Eagles and we could try to do something that's okay, I think Sweat's gone. I think Milton is a wild card depending on him, but Milt could get a D tackle bag. What's stopping Milt from getting 16 to 18 million a year?
You know what make me nervous about the Milton Williams thing the most? I can see the Commanders trying to overpay because the Commanders got like 100 mil.
And shout out, the real Ed Oliver, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh Lord! Right after the Super Bowl, I'm subscribed to him, but I haven't been seeing his things on my feed. Right? I guess it's because he titled a video 5 free agents that we can take from the Eagles. He talk about Mill. He talk about Josh Sweat. He even talk about like Isaiah Rodgers has some depth. You know what I mean? He's talking about all that. He talked about Zack Baun. He's like, how good Zack Baun will look on our defense, like the Frankie Luvu. So with all the money,
but y'all ain't even, you know what I mean? Now he'll look good. Nobody, he was dog shit. Nobody, he was for a forgotten man on special teams somewhere. Now he looked good, man. Zack Baun coming back to the Birds, man.
Yeah, I think
I'm cool with Milton leaving though. Even though me and you interviewed Milton. You know what I mean? I love Milton Williams, bro. One of my favorite players on the team. Because he just sit back and he just handle his business. But Moro Ojomo he could fill in that role. I got ultimate faith in Moro Ojomo being able to fill in that role. But Milton was on one in the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, he was.
He was violent in the Super Bowl, bro. They almost took that head off when Milton forced that fumble.
Yeah, and the combination of Jalen Carter and Milton Williams has been deadly for sure as well. Not just Milton Williams. And again, does Jalen Carter's double team percentage go up when he's gone? Maybe. Does Milton Williams not get as many one-on-ones somewhere else? Maybe. All that could be factored in to try to negotiate something. But I think Josh Sweat's gone, and I think Milton is probably gone. But with this new cap, I wouldn't put it past Howie. Now, here's the thing. If it was keep Milton and you can't get Myles Garrett at all, or lose Milton, but now your percentages of getting Myles Garrett with Ojomo rotating with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, you know what I mean? That's where I think you gotta feel out the trade value for Myles Garrett right around the same time as free agency come, because you don't want to, keep that in the back of your head and then let Milton go for that and then not be able to trade for Myles Garrett. And again, it's not a guarantee, and I don't think it's like a big percentage will do that, but you can never put anything past Howie. Nobody thought we were going to pay a running back. Nobody really, people thought, Eagle fans thought, but certainly Eagle fans, even back in the let's trade for wide receiver days and sign a running back days, they didn't believe us until we did it. So
yeah. You just never know, man. Is Nakobe Dean a free agent?
No, he got 1 more year on his deal that he has to play out, or that we can make him play out. He won't get a 5th-year option because he's a 3rd-round selection, but he has 1 more year. But if he comes back next year and he's doing what he's doing, that's when you would want to talk about extending him. But that's another reason why we can't let Zack Baun go, simply because Nakobe Dean might not be back for week 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think the Eagles need to look for a linebacker in free agency that could complement Zack Baun.
Now look, It's a small sample size, but yo, tell me Oren Burks wasn't playing his butt off.
Oren Burks, he's a free agent too. Like I would bring Oren Burks back.
And that's the thing, because it's a small sample size. And prior to this, he's never got paid more than a special teamer. That's a guy where you can dangle around a 1 year, 2.5. Give us one more year for 2.5.
Yeah, I throw a 3-year deal at him for like $7 million. He'll take that.
We paid $7 million for Devin White.
For who?
Devin White. Remember him?
Right.
I mean, how he swings, he don't hit everything, but his batting average is still like up there with anybody.
It's high. It's high for sure.
It's high.
For sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Marcus Kane. He said hashtag go talk, muscle up. Yeah, I low-key forgot about Devin White with all the success we had at middle linebacker post that. Ariel Mass with the $2 super chat. Houston, Eagles own Dallas. Thank you, Jalen Hurts. Absolutely. Did our job. Carlos R with the $5 super chat. Mike LB, the champs is here. 1, 2, 3 Roots. Do you see Howie making a trade during the draft? Also, who do you want the Birds drafting realistically?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know none of them kids. I've been winning the Super Bowl. That draft talk, I got to catch up.
Yeah. I definitely been slacking on the draft talk too. But there's so many D tackles that I think this is a draft us picking at 32. Gotta see he's on the board. I think you want to maximize as many good picks as possible, especially with the possibility of paying some of these free agents now on defense. Having the guys like Jalen Carter and them coming up. I think that's another reason why Milton's gone. I think because there's so many. There's so many good.
This draft is deep at D tackle.
D tackle. I like there's tight ends, and even Dallas Goedert, who could be a time where we get our tight end in the second or third round to replace Goedert, because we've been on that. We went from Selleck to Ertz to Goedert, all not even decent, all A- to A+ tight ends. Like
they all got rings too.
All our tight ends got rings. That's crazy.
They all got rings too.
Goddard came right after the season.
Say that again.
Goddard came right after the Super Bowl. He was drafted after.
Yeah, he was drafted
17
after.
one.
And he got this one. I would re-sign Dallas Goedert. He might not get top 10 tight end money like he got the first time. I would bring him back though.
He got one more year on his deal, but the way his deal's working, that's what I'm saying. So he's going to be here next year regardless. But we got Zach Ertz a year or two before Brent Selleck started, declining or moving on, and vice versa. And that's the thing. I
think they like Calcaterra though.
I do. I think if he could just improve, like just prove it on that block, and I think Calcaterra could be a big play. But you got to worry about them concussions. The dude almost quit football because of them things in college.
Yeah, he definitely missed the glass.
We talking about Goddard being injury prone. I mean, Calcaterra as a role player be missing games.
But when Goddard came back, we just was unstoppable.
He was on demon time, for sure.
He was unstoppable when he came back. I would throw another bag at Goddard. Maybe you get ahead of it. I just don't know why we didn't get ahead of Zack Baun, bro. Before I hate that we didn't do that during the season, bro.
That would have been a real nice week 12 signing. Yeah,
I hate that we didn't do that because he would have upped his level of play. He's one of those guys, man. But whatever we do in the draft, I think we're gonna go D line. I don't know if it's gonna be edge or D tackle, but it's gonna be one of the two, and that's gonna let us know who we gonna keep. You know what I mean? That'll let us know who we gonna keep. You know what I mean? If we're gonna try to we can't afford Sweat, bro. We gotta let that go. We gotta let that. We gotta let that trying go. To get Sweat about to get 90 mil somewhere. He is. Sweat about to get 90 mil, bro.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, the dude. You can say he only had 8 sacks in the season, but if I'm his representation, I'm saying, I have a double-digit sacks season not too long ago. I had 8 sacks this season, while also being one of the better run defenders in there. And you see me in the biggest game of the season, 2.5 sacks. Like, you can't argue 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl.
You can't dispute that. He got he got a pick 6 in his career.
On Dak.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, Josh Sweat is pretty solid. I think he was like a undrafted free agent, right?
Now he was a 4th rounder.
Oh, he was a 4th rounder?
Yeah, that's still.
It was something about his story, and he just flashed. I remember seeing 94 in preseason. Like, who the hell is Buddy?
his knee. It was always his knee. He had knee problems, and that's the only reason he fell in the draft too.
Yeah, but that knee healthy now.
It's extra healthy.
Yeah, that thing healthy now. He about to get paid.
And again, if you told me we were going to go into the running back season with Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt starting, maybe some Eagle fans will be nervous, but I think that's an actual pretty good tandem. But again, you do got to have rotation, because even this season, right, when we were at our best on the edge, we had a 3-man rotation. Well, actually, it was a 4-man rotation, but it was Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, Jalen Hunt, and BG. That's when we were at our best. Then we were still good with the Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, Jalen Hunt rotation. Because what's his name? Huff didn't really do much all season. And even when he started to get things going, he got injured. And we'll see where that thing lands. But like, extending Dallas Goedert does create more cap. So the fact that the cap is going up 20 to 25 million from 255 to 281, if the Eagles are sitting with $30 million in cap, that would mean we probably extended Juergens, which saved us like a couple million. We extended Goddard, which saved us a couple million. We restructured Lane, that saves us a couple million. And then where we're sitting, plus the increase, 30 mil, you get that to Howie, he'd buy you a whole new football team.
You got Bradbury off the books.
Oh, yeah. Bradbury, post June 1st cut, that would save some money too. I saw the list. I couldn't remember it all, but you go into free agency and the draft with 30 mil. As much as I say, that's where the whole trading things, trade down, trade up, trade for a player, it'd be like unlimited moves that Howie can make if all that transpires from now until March 12th.
Yeah.
From now to March 12th, if we start hearing these deals players being extended, we go into that free agency period with 30. That's crazy.
Yeah, and we got the capologists of all capologists, man. So I feel really good about us saving money and being able to pursue some of these high-end guys and keeping the guys we got on the roster, man. Herb T, thank you for the super chat. He says, stop leaving out Nolan Smith. Check his highlights. Stop leaving him out of what? We talking about guys that's ready to be extended. It's only his second year. Nolan the dog, bro. Nolan definitely proved me wrong. And you know what I like about Nolan Smith this year? Nolan got strong, bro. Nolan is strong as
that boy
hell,
he's violent. He's violent.
Bro, he hitting people and dudes' shoulders get knocked out of place. They got to go out the game. I'm like, damn, Nolan.
People were 100 pounds heavier than him too.
Yeah, he just boom. You know what I mean? Everybody said he was too small. He took that personal, bro.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, these guards ape of the Eagles in 2024 next season, when the OC says, yo, we going on the first 10 scripted plays, we gonna pull you, we're gonna pull you to the right, and we gonna do an outside zone run. He's like, no, you're not with 3 over there. Don't call that play. He's been popping people. But the crazy thing about Nolan Smith, and I don't want to just toot my own horn, but I remember there's a time early in the all season, man, I
wasn't on it. I wasn't on it, bro.
I know, but you know, I was one on it, right?
You was the only one. You was one of the only one, bro.
I was dying. Sure. I was dying on the hill, and I said, listen, I'll eat the crow if he sucks. I said, if he don't get at least 6 sacks, and I didn't say like 6 sacks suck, because at that point we didn't know who Huff was going to be. So right. I knew Josh Sweat and Huff would probably be the starters. I said, Nolan Smith as a rotational piece would probably get 6. He's going to get 6+ sacks. Now, Huff got the start early. By week 3, he was getting rotated out. Nolan played a little, but when he got rotated out, BG got rotated in. They didn't start really giving Nolan Smith more opportunity until BG got hurt. Now, even when BG was healthy, you still see more Nolan Smith when Huff proved that he ain't ready / injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
But I said each week, when he had only 2 sacks and it was like week 7, I said, he's still going to get 6. He finished with 6.5. But the better thing was he had 4 in the postseason.
That's 4. Crazy, man. That's crazy, man. And he's turning into a stud. I want BG back. You know I want BG back. I want BG back, bro. I mean,
BG can play. If he says he wants to play, the Eagles can't even say no at this point anymore.
They can't say no.
They worked such a good contract out, and it's been.
They give BG 1 year, like $4 million.
with like half of it in bonuses.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'll be like 3 voided years where he'll be getting paid like little increments while he's like D-line coach. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I mean?
like in the
Yeah. While he
facility with
riding
Jason.
off into the sunset.
Yo, if BG want to come back, why not? I'm all for it.
I'm for it too, man. BG showed he still got some juice in them legs. He was chasing Pat around.
He was. Them 13 snaps. He was physical on them 13 snaps. And again, this is where football just the locker room vibes go overlooked because we don't see that. We only see what gets done on the field. Our D-line has been dominant all season. But to not blitz and be that dominant in that game, you don't tell me that little bit of juice of BG coming back didn't help. Like everything was on fire in all cylinders.
You gotta give if Fangio say we gotta keep this guy, you gotta spend the money, bro. You gotta spend the money, bro. They're saying that's the greatest Super Bowl team since 2000, bro.
Yep, number one.
Best Super Bowl team since 2000, man. You know what I mean? Super Bowl team. That's 25 years.
Yeah,
the best Super Bowl team since 2000. Not only did you have a dominant defense throughout the playoffs, in the championship games you put up a career high, an NFL record in points. Like it was total domination on both sides of the ball in them championship games, man. And you gotta try to retain that, bro, because they young still, they hungry still, they play together. You gotta try to retain that, however way you can.
AMHC with the $2 super chat tripping. Baun could get it all. How you want it? Pause. Now look, I think again. I don't know about LB, but I think your first priority is Zack Baun, right? This offseason. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Same with me. But again, if somebody would offer Zack Baun the number one linebacker money, that's where I think Howie won't be able to do that. However, I don't think he'll be offered the number one linebacker money simply because he did it 1 year and he's age. Think about this. When Roquan Smith got paid, he was 26, turning 26.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When all these top linebackers got paid, they had more than 1 year of great linebacker play, and they were 25, 26.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zack Baun in this system will be exactly the same next year. So I want him here in any capacity. However, he'll be 29 in December. So to an outside team thinking maybe he don't fit his system right away, are you willing to give a 29-year-old the big bag with years? That's where I think there's no way we don't get Zack Baun in my mind. I think we screw something up big time if we don't sign Zack Baun, or Zack Baun's agency is crazy great because of the age and 1 year of production. He shouldn't be getting what Roquan and some of them getting. We'll see though. But I think Zack Baun is our first priority and something that we should all feel good about saying right here, right now. If I had to bet $100 on BetUS, I'm thinking Zack Baun's going to be on the roster in 2025.
Oh, absolutely. It's no doubt in my mind about Zack Baun. I mean, you absolutely play yourself if you don't re-sign that diamond in the rough like that. You know what I mean? I think Zack Baun has played so good and shown that he's so great for this system that he should retire an Eagle. You know what I mean? I think that highly of Zack Baun. You know what I mean? I got draft videos with me and Philly 500 was doing a draft joint. And I'm like, yo, Zack Baun. You know what I mean? I'm talking about this dude before he even got in the league, bro. And it's just crazy how he's a Philadelphia Eagle now and producing. Yeah.
And again, I'm with you. And so again, if you said 3 years for 40, by the time his contract's over, he'll be 31 turning 32. And maybe there's more left in the gas at that. We see what's his name for the Commanders, Bobby Wagner. He's like 35 and he's still playing. So, today modern football with the lack of heavy practices and stuff like that, even though we have an extended game, people are playing into the 30s. I don't know. All I know is that he's my top priority. I think Howie's already talked about it. Before the season was over, Jason Kelce talking to him on some TV show of Jason Kelce's, I forgot what it's called. And you hear Howie Roseman said, yeah, we already been, talking behind the scenes a little bit about that. Zack Baun changed the middle of our defense for real. He really did.
Yeah, he did, man. He solidified everything, man. But, the real thing that I would say that really turned the defense around was it was Cooper DeJean moving to the slot, man. It was a wrap after that. Zack Baun already proved that he earned the starting job. You know, I was confused by it. Everybody wanted to see Trotter. But when you seen how this team connected and how Vic put the pieces together, he put the smartest people in the positions that could grasp the concept. And man, we set for a real long time. But bringing Zack Baun back is a key, because had Nakobe Dean played healthy through the whole season, the Eagles would have still won a Super Bowl. But I don't think Oren Burks and Nakobe Dean would have been able to do, you know what I mean, would have been able to do it without Zack Baun on the field.
Nah, because, Zack Baun proved, look, my man's out there in no man's land guarding Puka Nacua. He's running underneath tight end routes versus the Jaguars. All his interceptions came over the middle. Like, he was doing big things in pass coverage. He was the defensive
player of the year, bro.
He should have been.
He was the defensive player of the year.
He finished 5th too. He finished 5th. That's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. You know, like 2 of the awards was disrespectful. You know, I know we ain't get to talk about a lot of that, but Patrick Surtain, come on, bro. They just ain't know who to give it to. And they couldn't give it to Zack Baun, because Zack Baun is they taking this as like, oh, he just popped on the scene. Josh Allen shouldn't have won the MVP over no Saquon Barkley. If it wasn't gonna go to Lamar, it should have went to Saquon. But you know, what matters is the Lombardi in Philly.
Yeah. So guess what? Patrick Surtain can hold his. Josh Allen can hold his. Zack Baun, if you resign, you're gonna be walking past that Lombardi every day at practice. You heard?
Exactly.
Stay where the Lombardi is. You earned it. You know what I mean?
He cried at the parade, say he don't want to go nowhere else.
Same, but them beers were kicking in. Yo, one thing I learned, our Eagles are some lightweights.
Bro, they definitely some lightweights, bro. Hey, Nolan Smith was out his mind. He was out his mind, bro. Like, I ain't never seen no NFL player that drunk. And you gotta remember, they like 22, 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't never see Cooper DeJean was drunk. Bro, Quinyon
Mitchell got smacked with a beer can, though. Like, it's danger out there.
Quinyon Mitchell with pants falling off of him. Nolan Smith started the parade with a tan jacket on, ended the parade with a tan t-shirt on. He had babies on his shoulders.
Yep.
Saquon was just hitting the Henny from random people in the crowd. Just hitting the Henny. Like, who Henny is this? I don't care. I'm like, bro, they are out their mind right now. Like, they having a ball.
Yeah.
But, man, they deserved it, bro.
Yes. I mean, again, the whole season, the adversity they battled through was terrific. And as you say, Cooper DeJean was that missing piece when he came in. Again, this is another thing. Zack Baun is a dog, but the defense in general, Quinyon's a dog. Zack Baun's a dog. Kobe Dean was playing lights out. We love our D-line, but there was something that didn't, like, again, the nuances of Fangio's scheme, right? It didn't stick right away. The Buccaneers went up and down the field on us prior to the bye week. Atlanta, they couldn't score in their red zone, but they went up and down the field on us too. But then when Cooper DeJean got in, and they all started to settle down in the Fangio scheme, Quinyon's looking as good as he did, the D-line looking better, Cooper really just locking shit up. And that's one thing I like about our young corners. Them boys will hit. They're not afraid to tackle.
They will hit. Quinyon, you seen that hit in the Super Bowl Quinyon had?
Against the tight end. Yeah, he's like 240, you know, and Quinyon just laid him down.
That physical play led to an interception. It's just being physical and stuff like that, man. We seen Coop lay out Henry. Them boys will hit, bro. They will all hit. Zach will hit. Oren Burks will hit. Slay was hitting this year.
Yeah.
You know CJ going to hit.
Yeah, you didn't hear Slay talk about no business decisions this year.
No business decision. It's time to win it's a Super Bowl decision this year, bro. That whole defense, the gang tackling, the rallying to the ball, the moving as a unit, the communication. Get Vic who he want, bro.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Bring Zack Baun back.
Jalen Hunt. And again, I didn't say he was a bad pick. I don't think you said it either, but we were like, who is this guy?
Right.
He went to some holy college and stuff like that, right? At the end of the day, he was an unknown factor. But when Vic Fangio saw this man at the Senior Bowl, he told Howie Roseman, I need him. And when Howie Roseman traded back to a late third round, or what was he, late third round, when he traded back to the fourth and came back up, Howie Roseman got him, and everybody's like, who is that guy?
I'm like, who is he? I'm like, who the hell is this? Jalen Hunt. I'm like, that's how you spell Jalix? What is this? Who is this guy? You know, and he turns out to be everything we knew he would be, bro. Everything that Vic Fangio said he would be. So they trusted Vic Fangio. They got out Vic Fangio way, and they let Vic Fangio make the moves that need to be made.
Yeah. The athleticism was there from day one. We saw it in training camp and everything. A little wet behind the ears, but as he learned through this year with everybody coming together and Fangio's system, dude was starting to close the gap in the run game, 4.3 speed. Man, it's a bunch of dogs on this team. Devon Tyree with the $2 super chat. Would y'all pick up Khalil Mack if Myles Garrett is out? What's your thoughts on that?
I like it.
Max. Oh, it would only be on a 1-year deal, and it would have
as a rotational guy. I like it. I like it. Mac never won a ring, right?
And he knows Fangio. They know each other. He was there in Chicago or Denver, or where was he? Chicago or Denver?
I think it was Chicago.
Probably Chicago. So it would have to be cheaper, 1-year deal, and you would also be telling me that BG's not coming back. I don't know if we can have 2 senior citizens.
That's up to Vic. That's up to Vic. It's up to Vic. If Vic Mac did not win one. If Vic like him and Vic say, hey, he does some things right, and you know we could get him a ring over here, then cool.
Yeah.
It's
At
all
this point, LB, you're pretty saying if Vic wants him, so do I.
That's bro. Did you see that? Bro, this the greatest Eagles team of all time, bro.
It is.
It's the greatest Eagles time of all. It's the greatest Eagles defense. It's the greatest Eagles team of all time.
Yeah,
Vic can get whatever he wants, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That's why you start us off with Nick Sirianni could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, bro.
We were wrong, Vic. But no, Fangio really, again, our offense was good in 2022. Our offense was top 10-ish in a lot of categories in 2023, even though everybody hated the play calling due to the fact the bubble screens and the quarterback keepers. But to go from 31st to 1st, like the biggest, and have,
bro,
a bunch of young boys.
I don't know how he didn't get coordinator of the year or something.
He was a candidate.
And he took a bunch of rookies, bro. These are rookies that are playing important roles in his scheme. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, a special teams guy. And this what I hate. The Eagles are stacked. Y'all could have drafted Jalen Carter. 10 people passed on him. A whole round of people passed on Cooper DeJean. You know what I'm saying? Quinyon Mitchell we don't be having the first
20-something people passed on Quinyon.
Yeah, we don't be having the first pick. Nolan Smith was into the first round. We don't be having the first pick. Like, these guys be available for everybody to get, but nobody be wanting to get them.
Yep, the Lions took Brian Branch over Nolan Smith.
Yeah, the Lions don't be wanting to get him. You know what I mean? What you want us to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vic Fangio knew what he wanted. And it's a bunch of kids on rookie deals that's producing, bro. So how we stacked? Because I think we stacked in coaching. I think it's the coaching. It has to be coaching for guys this young. For guys this young to be doing what they're doing, I think they got it mixed up, man. On the defensive side of the ball, bro, that's a testament to coaching. This was the 31st ranked defense last year, bro.
Yeah,
they was ass last year. They were the worst tackling team in the league last year. They turned into the best tackling team in the league this year.
Best coverage, best tackling,
forcing fumbles,
takeaways, high score. Yeah, it's crazy. Turning around one areas from 31st to 1st is crazy, but multiple with young bucks and new guys,
bro. Bring it back, Gardner Johnson. It was just so many things that went into making this team as special as it is, and a lot of people got belted ass. They got belted ass this year, bro.
And Reed Blankenship was supposed. No, not many people were sold on Reed Blankenship, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, you know, I think I don't know what Huff contract situation is, but if we could save some money there, he got to roll.
He got to go.
Yeah, he got to roll. He got a free ring. You know what I mean? He got to roll. Avonte Maddox, I don't think he coming back.
Yo, but put some respect on that.
He made some play. He made a play in the bowl. He made a hell of a play. That's the best play he made in his career, bro.
It is. No, yes, it is still the best play of his career, but he was good when he was early on in his career.
Yeah, he started having foot issues.
Yeah. And he was a shell of himself the last 2 years. Actually, the last 3 because of all the injuries. But I will say this. That was crucial because the game was still in reach. It was in reach.
And that was on a 4th down.
And the Chiefs say, you know what? We got to put our
shit
foot
wasn't
down.
in reach.
It was still 7. It was like 17. No, it was 24.
That was like 24-0, I think. I can't remember that. That shit wasn't in reach since 0-0 kickoff.
Yeah, you're right.
It was over.
All right, so let me say this. I think it was 24-0, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
That being said, 24-0, but it's still before the half. And remember, the Chiefs got the ball back. So imagine if they did score, get the ball back and score again, and now it's 14-24. I'm saying, though, for the Chiefs to go for it on 4th and 5, they knew the time was now.
Yeah, they knew what time it was. They
saw old-ass Hopkins on an old-ass Maddox, and they were cheesing for a little bit. And Maddox,
they knew
he
what
won the
time it
old
was.
man bowl. He won the old man bowl for that one play.
Yeah, he definitely did. And Maddox knew exactly the play. It's like everybody intellect was just on another level this year, bro. Maddox usually get beat right there. And then try to grab the dude by the ankle, probably let him go.
As Mahomes was dropping backs, I said, dropping back and looking this way, I said, no, Maddox, no. And then he deflected it. And I just got quiet for a long time. My son said, are you okay? I said, you don't understand why I was like, Maddox making plays in Super Bowl 59.
You saw where the pass was going.
I knew it was going there. But hey, Joe B with the $2 super chat, he said we let Jerrigan's go after the Super Bowl in 52 and Hargrave go after the Super Bowl in 57. So hey,
it was hard. It was hard to afford though, bro.
Yeah, and about Milton, what he's saying is Milton might be hard to afford too. Now Hargrave got a big bag. What was it, like 86?
Yeah, Hargrave
from the Niners.
86. Yeah,
but yo, that's our thing. Yo, we just
and Hargrave went to the Super Bowl again with the Niners, so.
Yeah, well, we can't have that happen. We don't need Milton going to the Super Bowl next year, too. Again, we'll see. I do think Zack Baun is a lock. I think Mekhi Becton will take a decent deal for us. I think it's up to Milton, but we'll see what the salary cap. But we do be letting D tackles go after the Super Bowl. King, L King 38 said, what should they do with Huff? We just spoke about it. We got to find the best way to move him. I think he's too expensive to move this year. I think he's going to be on a roster next year. Then after that, he's out of there. Because I think he got like $30 million guaranteed. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he got like
I seen somebody wrote an article about when and how we can move him. I don't even think it would be much savings. I just think it would be just like
this would be a lot of dead cap.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it at a time where you could spread it out over like where it won't really hurt us. But I mean, he's just taking up a spot. Like that was one of that's crazy. Like it's Roseman still the GOAT. But when you look at this, right, this tremendous season that was built, drafting, trading, and signing by Howie.
Doing business with the Jets is just, you should never do business with the Jets, man. Just don't do no more business with the Jets. Look at Hassan Reddick. I feel bad for Hassan Reddick, bro. He held out,
lost $12 million,
and then watched his team go to the bowl. Watch his ex-team go to the bowl when he could have just played on the deal and won a Super Bowl.
So yeah, with the money he lost, he would have made more money if he took the Howie Roseman deal, the very first one. Or no, he would have made more money playing on the same deal he had with Howie Roseman with a Super Bowl. So he lost money and lost the ring. But yo, we learned about Nolan, and that was huge. We learned about Jalix. Jalix would have been so far down the depth chart if Hassan was here.
Yeah.
So again,
now we got these guys on a rookie deal for like 2-3 more years.
Yeah, and Nolan, you can 5th-year option type stuff. But yeah, Huff got to be dealt with as swiftly and as smoothly as possible. Same with Bradbury.
You know what? I don't think we're gonna pay Milton Williams because Jordan Davis got to get paid. That's coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up sooner.
He was like a top 10 pick, wasn't he?
13.
Yeah, he got to get paid.
But because he's not a pass rusher and he's more of that run stopper, still he fits in our system, especially in Fangio's. And stopping the run is important in this game,
Shit,
right?
Even he was getting sacks. Even he was eating.
He got a big time sack in the Super Bowl too, and he only played, I think, he only played 13 snaps.
He got a big one on Jordan David, Jaden Daniels too in a championship game.
Yo, these young boys again. The Georgia, they're cut from the cloth to play their best games in the biggest moments. You know what I mean?
They champions. They
champions.
champions. It's a bunch of people on our team with national championships and Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Jalen, Smitty, the Georgia boys. That's crazy when you think about it.
Well, yeah, Landon is a part of that Alabama.
People with the natties, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Tone Lopez, 86 with the $5 super chat. What y'all say?
Pedigree.
Championship pedigree to the fullest. What did y'all say when a hater says Barkley only balled out because of O-line and yards before contact? I said Swift didn't look like this, not apologizing for the best offensive line. You're right, yeah. The O-line gets credit in the 2,000-yard season of Saquon, but there's still also another reason why the same offensive line couldn't get Swift or Miles Sanders to that. Because, yes, when you combine one of the best offensive line with one of the best running backs, it just happens with these on the first year. So I wouldn't apologize either, Tone.
I don't think Miles Sanders got a 60-yard touchdown run in his career.
Right,
or
not.
Swift. They not Saquon Barkley, bro.
Barkley got what do you have? What do you have? 7 on the season? 7?
Yeah, 7 on the season, bro. And like shit, a couple of them was in the playoffs.
Again, when you look at this run, just through and through, it's just fantastic.
And you know, the cherry on the top for me was Jalen getting Super Bowl MVP.
MVP.
55 people got that.
Yeah. And then rightfully so. Like,
no, I think it's only like 30 something quarterbacks that ever do that.
Yeah. And look, there's been times where quarterbacks have been decent, and because they always say they always give it to the quarterback. Julian Edelman got it one time over Tom Brady, and you know Tom Brady's the golden boy. So
Von Miller got it over Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, yeah. And so the fact of the matter is this: I see people say he had 220 something passing yards. I say, did you see it first? Okay, 220. Did you see his completion percentage? 73.3. And did you see the 72 yards? The dude had over 300 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns. Give that to anybody else, they'd be pointing at him MVP. 3 tubs, 300 plus total yards, 70 plus completion percentage. That's automatic MVP.
It don't make sense to doubt.
They try to say, they leave out the rushing. And you know, the crazy thing is, Jalen Hurts broke the record in 57 with the most rushing yards in a Super Bowl at the quarterback position with 70. Then he broke his own record the next time he went with
70 rushing yards per Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? What's even crazy is after you lose your first Super Bowl, it's really hard to get back, statistics say. He's back. You know what I mean? Like, man, Jalen Hurts is top 3, man. And he ain't 3.
He ain't 3.
It's Pat, sure. It's Jalen, and I don't care what you do after that, bro. Winning is what matters.
Yeah, then give it to one of the MVPs.
Yeah, give it to one of the MVPs.
Since that's all they care Jalen, about. And then throw an MVP quarterback in the next.
You know what I mean? I want the guy that's gonna win when it's time to win, bro. I don't care about none of that looking pretty, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not arguing with no Buffalo Bill. You want me to tell you why, Mike? They don't have no rings.
0.
I'm not arguing with the Los Angeles Chargers. You don't know why, Mike?
0.
You guessed it. They don't have no rings. I'm not arguing with a Cincinnati Bengal. All y'all got all these great quarterbacks. It's a lot of people with great quarterbacks with no rings.
Yep.
Come on, man. I'm not arguing with no peasants this year, man.
And look, I got a dude who's a Buffalo fan. He keep it a buck about the Eagles because he's in my area. You know what I mean? And he, most of my clique is Eagle fans too, but he a strange Buffalo fan. And then we had a little talks prior to possibly see the Eagles and Buffalo in a Super Bowl, and he's like, blah blah. The Bills, they've been there 5 times. They lost every time they got
that's
there.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's laughable. Josh Allen ain't been there once.
Nah, that was back in. That was back in.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wanted to play the Bills. Because I didn't want to see Mahomes. I didn't think the belt to ass was gonna be like that.
My son said the same thing, and plus my son is big on YouTube shorts and stuff.
Right,
they got all the conspiracies about the cheating. He was like, they gonna cheat. When Mahomes won, he was like, well, here we go, because he's big on the cheating conspiracy. But He wanted to play the Bills too. But yo, as much as I wanted to play the Bills just to spice it up, I really wanted the revenge was so sweet.
The revenge was sweet. And a blowout in a Super Bowl, bro. I had my feet up. I'm laughing. I'm making memes. This ain't week 3, week 17. This ain't week 10. This the Super Bowl. My feet up. I'm drinking good, eating good. No worries. Watching Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. It's over. There's no way these guys is coming back. Yeah. You know what I mean? We smoked them.
Yeah, that was.
And if anybody could repeat, it's this team. How good this team is.
And that's also how you can keep certain free agents. Again, if this is a team that flamed out in the playoffs, but so many free agents put on good tape to go get bags, they really leave.
Yeah. It'd have been
this is a building block for a lot of them, because now you can say you did it twice, and your bag is going to even be that much more, especially if you take. And here's the other thing: even players who are not on this roster, if you were good once upon a time and you're trying to get back to being good, and you can prove to the coaching staff you're good, where's the best place to go to take a 1-year deal, possibly win a ring, and then move on? Us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's
super demoralizing, man. Shout out to y'all, man. 661 people, man, watching live on the channel, man.
Yeah, 1,200, like almost 1,200 total.
Yeah, almost 1,200 total, man. Goat Talk is in full effect. The Super Bowl preview, man. You know, y'all been rocking with me and Mike for years, bro, years, and we don't plan on stopping bringing amazing content, man. We just don't. You know, you see that thing twirling. Don't worry, Tamara on the way. Tamara on the way. This Tia from Super Bowl 50. This one Patriots got belt the ass.
Yeah. My son got his in his room now. Like I told you, my son is the biggest Eagle fan. That's why I haven't been streaming the game.
You took him to one game. He hooked now.
I took him to one game. He's been an Eagle fan, but now he's like, well, he just started playing Pee Wee football.
Right.
Now he's in it. He's gonna be wanting to go to every home game next year.
Expensive.
All my Eagle paraphernalia is in it. His whole room is an Eagle cave now.
As it should be. You know what I'm saying? He's lived through Super Bowls.
He was 2 when Tia was there. He was 2 for Tia.
You see what I'm saying?
But he was 9. He was 9.
All he knows is Super Bowls, bro. My daughters is the same way, bro. All they know is Super Bowls, bro. 8 and 4. You know what I'm saying? My 8-year-old seen the Eagles in the Super Bowl 3 times. My 4-year-old just seen the last 2. They both seen wins, 2-time champions before 10.
Before 10.
Listen, man.
Yeah. There's one, and again, I live in the PA area. There was one Cowboy fan on my son's football team, bunch of Eagle fans, and they just all year long picked on him and practice.
Man, he deserved it. He need to switch teams.
But real quick, Dana Scott with the $5 super chat. We are the champions. Put some respect on my quarterback and team's name. LB looking for tracking info on my hat. Help me out. Orders. There you go.
Okay, I got you. A lot of people looking for tracking info. So what y'all got to understand is my guy from the Print Champs, he worked with Mike before too. My guy from the Print Champs is going to make sure you get your hat. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's so busy. You got to understand the influx of the Super Bowl MVP hats that went out. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just got a one-track mind of just, But if you want me to get you some tracking info, Dana, I got you. DM me and we're going to make it happen. You know what I mean? Sure. Sometimes we get the order, we just start shipping. You know what I mean? You talking about a guy it's a one-man guy. Every hat is made to order. You know what I mean? He's making the hat, he's boxing the hat with care, he's shipping the hat. One-man wrecking crew. You know what I mean? We ain't doing no mass production of the hats. Every hat is detailed and delicately placed together. It's coming, Dana. I got you.
For sure. 24 birds with the $2 super chat. LB, when you gonna drop that new 24 birds cut?
24 birds cut is hard, man. I was listening to 17 birds today, man. It's hard to duplicate that type of magic, but if anybody could do it, it's me. It's coming.
Especially with all the players, you can individually.
It's hard. It's hard to duplicate that magic.
Some of these guys. Herb T with the $5 super chat. Sweat really not that good to me. He's spotty. He had 10+ sacks only one time. Yeah, I mean, look, in the season where he was the best in the Super Bowl, he only had 8 the whole year. So you could use that in the case if you wanted to not pay him much. But I do think he's the one guy that probably is going to slip through the cracks. I think there's reasons to bring him back, but I'm also okay with letting him go because I'm young boys and there's edge rushers and D tackles in this draft class when we got picks. So
he gonna get a bag, man, because that championship pedigree, man, that gets you paid.
2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl.
He played in 2 Super Bowls, bro. That gets you paid.
Yeah. He did, yeah.
You know what it take to win, and guys look for guys to add that to their locker room, guys that been there.
And the season that we went to the Super Bowl, nobody got a sack on the D-line for the Eagles at 57. But that was the year he had, I think that's where he had his double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
That's the year we had 4 dudes with double digits.
Yep, and nobody got a sack in the Super Bowl. That field was so butt. That field was butt. Andrew Nathan, thank you for the super chat. Mike and LB, look up Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon, big physical run stopper who developed into a pass rusher. He has the highest pressure rate at 17%. Yeah, I'm gonna look him up.
That's definitely something I'm going to just pin on my phone real quick right now, because I do want to focus a little bit on free agency, because that is before the draft. I might not be talking about too many draft prospects in the late part of February and early part of March, but I want to do my due diligence now. So when I do start talking about them in the middle of March, we can rock out with that draft talk for sure. Let's get a couple more super chats, I think, and then we'll finish touches on this stream. We've been over an hour already.
We got Warv V next.
Yeah, Warv, go ahead.
Warv, what up, bro? What we doing with Slay, Rogers, and Ringo? Extend. I want to keep everybody.
Well, Ringo is, you don't got to do nothing yet with Ringo. Rogers, you have to sign him because he was on a 1-year deal. So you have to sign Rogers.
I think Slay got 1 more year too, right?
Slay got 1 more year, but it's one of them years where it's weird. How he put that on there as like we probably won't want you in that year, and we'll probably post June 1st cut you, because his cap hit is crazy big
for that 1 year.
Yeah, it's 1 year left, but his cap hit is way too big. So there's no way Howie's letting him play on that contract. He's either going to extend him or cut him. It's as simple as that. There's no way. And that's why I seen people talking about today. And I didn't really understand it too. But when I had Slay on prior to this season, I had him in the off season. The way he was talking to me, I'm like, all right, boom. So when we ended the stream, I was like, you still got a whole nother year left. And he was like, yeah. But when Howie signed me, like I said, he backloaded it to where most likely he thought he would either extend him before this time or not. So like I said, he's not going to play on that deal. He's either going to get
18 mil.
That might be more than that. That he's not just paid out, but cap hit on us. So
yeah,
he's either going to get extended or not. That's why the whole Amon-Ra St. Brown thing's floating around, and people are saying he's still under contract for 1 more year. That's understandable, but the Eagles got to make the decision, and that's where the thing came. Remember when he was almost a Baltimore Raven?
Yeah.
Because we were at that point too, and his contract was less than it is now, but it was too big of a number. So we either said we got to restructure you or extend you or do whatever we need to do to keep you here, or we're going to let you find a trade partner or a person. So that could be, but if you he
played way too well not to try to work something out for like another year.
But if you had to pick only one, Slay or Rogers, go ahead and tell me.
Slay.
Yeah.
You see Rogers with them weak ass hands, he couldn't get that pick against the Rams.
No. Yeah, I like Rodgers a lot, for real. And I love his spot starts because Slay got banged up throughout the year.
He definitely came through clutch. I came into this thing saying Rodgers was a bum. I did. I came into it saying he was a bum. He ain't no bum. He definitely ain't no bum. He definitely stepped up. He
could start on half the teams in the league.
He can for sure. He can. But he got to understand that he gonna be. I think winning the Super Bowl and us being the only ones that took a chance on him, I think that he would definitely come back on a favorable deal because he's not starting.
Yeah,
he's gonna be death, and we need that.
But like I say, he goes to I don't know. He goes to a Bengals team. He might be the starting number 2 corner for whatever X amount of dollars
for sure.
So that's why I say like Rodgers might be the better pick over Slay if you're talking a couple years down the line, because Slay literally only got 1 more. He's telling us he got 1 more only. But if you're talking about running back season, I like when Rodgers came in.
Slay say he only playing 1 more year.
Yes, he said he's playing 1 more year. He said he would love it to be in Philly, but something's going to have to get done for it to work that way. But if he does play somewhere else, that's when he was entertaining the Lions.
Oh, going back for like a reunion?
Yeah, that'd be we can't have that.
We're gonna abuse the shit out of Slay over there this year. Go ahead if you're gonna go.
Saquon Barkley. Nah. Yeah. He talk about business decision. Tackling Saquon is
tackling Smitty, tackling AJ.
All of them. But now look, we're not gonna throw him to the Lions yet. You know what I mean? I think Rodgers would be smarter long term, but if you're telling me run it back, if I can only pick one, it's Slay. He might be old, but the dude played, and I love that Slay Quignon tandem with Cooper in the middle for sure.
Yeah.
But again, LB could be saying Rodgers has been one of the biggest fan favorites and reaching out. Like he was on a couple people's show. He was on Simone's show. He was on Josh's show. He was on my show. Do love Philly. So maybe he says he knows Slay's older. He realized that he got a bunch of PT because of Slay missing a quarter here, a game here, whatever. So maybe he comes back. But Ringo is just ours, and that's also why. Ringo's great depth too. He didn't get to play much this year, but hey, LB was calling for Ringo over Rodgers the whole.
I was calling. I think you would have got the same effect. I think you would have got the same effect, man. But we'll see.
And that would be the case.
Like I said, it ain't up to me because Fangio said, "Give me Rodgers." I'm listening to Fangio.
Yeah.
Beast Guard 24. Thank you for the super chat. All this in the first year. The league should be terrified with how we ended the season. We caught our stride at the right time and looked unstoppable. Yeah, we looked unstoppable.
Once we peaked later in the season, and then we just kept raising the bar each and every game. And you can say that the Rams game was in a blizzard. You know what I mean? Right. It is what it is. But like we put foots onto the Packers too, and it looked closer because of how the end of the game turned out. But man, the NFC Championship and Super Bowl performance was ridiculous. 95 points. And in its totality, 145, the most points ever scored in the postseason. That's why CBS ranked us as the #1 Super Bowl team since 2000.
That's a fact.
Guess who's number 2? The 2016 Patriots.
Was it? I thought it was the Chiefs.
Was it? Let me see.
The Chiefs squad.
I saved the picture because I was going to put it in my video tomorrow.
I thought it was the Chiefs squad.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So
the
2024 Eagles is 1. The 2019 Chiefs is 2. The 2016 Patriots is 3. But our 2017 Birds is down here at 11. They did the top 13.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
Who's this? Adine K. Adabana. Thank you for the super chat. Put some respect on my team. I'm ready for the repeat. Go Birds.
Shout out.
We got
shout out to Double A. She always drops the super chat because I didn't stream when I used to do the live play-by-play. There's a couple people, her and a couple other people that drop the super chat, whatever the score is. You know what I mean? That's why she put the 40-22, 40 for the Birds.
Oh, I get it.
For the Chiefs.
I get it.
Yes.
Hey, we're gonna drop 100 on somebody this year. You better be ready.
Yeah, I'm saying. Hey, one of the other people used to do it when I used to do the Sixers games. And the Sixers always
NBA always. Yeah, right. 103 to 20, 103 to 88.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I don't do no Sixers no more. You know what I mean? I don't got the time for it. But shout out to Double A. And like she said, put some respect on her team. I think everybody's ready for the repeat. You heard Milton Williams really say it at the parade. That's why I said Milton Williams' exact words was this. When they asked him, the guy was like, I know you got some time to think about it and a big decision to make, but how do you feel about, would you want to come back? He said, for sure. You see how good his team is? He pretty much said he knows, like, we could definitely go back. Like the confidence, he just like shrugged off the whole NFL, like, this team about to be back.
Oh, yeah, year. I watched Cooper DeJean interview with Ryan Clark and those guys.
The pivot, that's a good one.
And he was just like, man, they was like, did y'all know it was gonna be a blowout? He was like, we already knew we was gonna dominate. He was like, we just knew it. Dana Scott, thank you for the super chat. That's cool, LB. Thanks. I trust the process. Yeah, I got you, Dana. Don't worry.
Shout out to that.
Lavin Williams, LB, where'd you get the hat? NFL, the pro shop joint, the spot. In the NFL, just go Eagles. This is the conference championship hat. This is the one I like to wear to let Commanders fans know. This for the Commanders fans right here. That's the one you get. See, had we messed up, it would be a W right here. But the ones that they made with the W, because they have them in the stadium in case the Commanders win too, them shits is washed up on the beach somewhere.
Them shits is them,
Yeah, man, a recycling bin. They had a homeless shelter.
Eagle Swag Nation with the $2 super chat. LB, you need to make a BTA Super Bowl shirt.
I don't know, man. I think I'll dabble. I think it'll be corny though. We'll see.
It's rough, you know what I mean? That BTA big, you gotta fill up some space with some other stuff, you know what I mean?
A little BTA.
But real talk, we've been live for an hour and 19 minutes. Little bit of the Kevin Patullo to start, which me and LB both like. Now, are we saying he's going to be the best OC ever? No, we still got to see how things matriculate. But the negativity of just thinking he's automatically going to be the same as the 2023 in-house hire is different. He got 15 years under his belt in the NFL. He knows Nick Sirianni. He's learned and had different hats than the other guy. And he's been with Kellen, Shane, Nick. And he's seen the whole evolution of Jalen Hurts. I'm satisfied with it. And you'll hear our thoughts on that more probably throughout offseason. But really can't say anything good or bad except for what you can dig analytically until we start playing football, which is a whiles away.
There's nothing you can say, man. And before we get out of here, this video was brought to you by BetUS. Big Bet US in the building. Your first deposit get you 150%. Your next two deposits after that, 125%. Best betting variety in the business, man. Quick and easy withdrawal process. Bet US got you covered. If you bet on the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, guess what? You want some money. If you bet on the Eagles in the Super Bowl, you want some more money. Bet on the Eagles and win money. That's the theme. Bet US got you covered, man. Goat Talk, we out.
You already know. Peace, peace.